What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about frame gen on Linux. So you can use FSR in place of DLSSG. The setup is very easy to do. In the description below you'll find a custom version of Proton that is already on Wine version 9.0 with it's a hack, it's called Hags, that allows this to work on Linux at all. So this is mostly for NVIDIA users, I think. I'm not really sure, but I do it anyway. It's not going to really harm anything. So the download's right here, and I downloaded this one, manual download. And once we have it done, we're going to get to our downloads, and inside this folder, normally you'd end up seeing a bunch of stuff, but I have to extract it again, so let's do that. So in there you'll see 2 DDLs and 2 regs. We're going to be using this reg today, and I will be using the Heroic game launcher for this. You could use whatever you want. I don't know how to do it on the other ones, but yeah. So here we go. You're going to need Wine Hags 1 to turn it on in your environmental variables on Heroic game launcher, and we're going to need to drag and drop regedit on this, so we're going to do that now. I'm going to place this over here. I'm going to open up a new window. So hit Control H, you'll see a .wine. If you have Wine installed, you should install it. We're on Arch Linux, by the way, so it's super easy to install stuff. And if you do this, you'll get a regedit.exe. You're going to drag that on here on the prefix, and this will be for this prefix only for this game. You're going to hit import registry file, and the disable NVIDIA signature checks.reg is required. Once that's done, we can exit out of there. You need to select the Proton in the description. Mine is named differently than yours because this one has a latency fix in it. I might or might not. No, I can't send that one. No. But yours should be labeled something like this: proton tkg.make pkg. Okay. Next, if you want, I have these here. I don't know if they're gonna do anything for you. I'm on NVIDIA, kind of need them. Other than that, you want to see the FPS, install and enable Mango HUD, and then all you got to do is start the game. You're wondering where to put this version of Proton. Inside .config, which is an invisible file, so again, Control H, you'll see a Heroic folder, and in here you'll see Tools and Proton and Wine. You're going to drop it in here for Proton, and it should look like this on the inside. So one folder on the outside, and if it doesn't look like this on the inside and it's another folder on the inside, you need to make it look like this for it to be picked up at all. Now, in case you don't know, Heroic can do GOG, Epic, and Amazon Store, okay? So currently, I'm here, but it can do the Epic Store, Prime Gaming. So yeah, doing this with Steam, again, all you really have to do, well, you're gonna have to use Proton tricks for that, and I don't know how the hell to use Proton tricks, but there you go. Let's start up the game and get right to it. Okay, so we're in game, and you can see I have all the statistics up there and down there, including my FPS, how my CPU's doing, GPU's doing, all this stuff. And at the moment, what I want to do is disable preview of my window, so we'll have a little more performance. We're going to breach. We're going to go into settings, graphics, frame gen is on, and I have it set to quality at the moment with no sharpness on, okay? I do not have path tracing on, even though I can turn it on. I want to have as many high frames as I can to show you how smooth this thing can be when used properly, okay? Because that's super important. You want above 60 FPS to be able to use this. If you don't, it's going to look all motion blurry and weird, and that's not something you want. Now, the latency is one of the biggest issues, but the latency here believe it or not, is actually really good. See? I don't know how to show you, but it is. I have perfect control over the bike. Perfect control over the bike. Yeah, okay. I never have perfect control over these vehicles, but I have it enough that I'm able to do some weirdness. Now look at the back of the bike. There's some weird shadowing going on there. That's from the FSR. It's not as good as DLSS, and it will never will be in terms unless they do motion vectors and AI. But as far as frame gen goes, this is doing not bad at all. Ooh, what a sight. Look at that. I just realized that the audio was on, and I don't know if it's copyright or not, so I have to get rid of it. Probably regret that later. Let's get rid of all of you. So this can help in certain circumstances, of course. And one of them being when you do use when you do use path tracing. Like that. We're at 61 FPS. We're still on quality mode. But as I said, when you're moving, it feels like there's some sort of weird blur going on. And it doesn't really make much sense. So I really don't like that. Plus it's constantly trying to reconstruct everything as it's building, and it doesn't look very good because it doesn't have enough frames to go from. So in this circumstances, going to performance mode
Listen, I've got this delicate matter. That's why I called you.
helps a little bit. No one cares about your cyber psychos, okay? Just go out there and deal with it yourself. Alright, so we're going to turn path tracing back off. And we're going to just stick with performance. We're at 100 something FPS. And look, it looks smooth, it looks clean. But it still goes down, it drops a bit. Ray tracing. So let's turn off ray tracing. We're almost done, I promise. Ray tracing, off. Apply. I don't really think it's working the way that it should, which is another problem. Like, I don't know how this is doing its thing, but can we, like, let's try this. Right here, okay? Do we still have the ability for frame gen? We do. Let's set to quality, hit apply.
And I'll send someone to pick them up. I hope that's all clear.
Yeah. Yeah, having her on the screen was sort of a problem, I guess, but it seems to have fixed itself a little bit. So let's turn frame gen off. Hopefully it actually shows that it was doing something. Turn that off, apply. Yeah, as you can see, it was doing something. I purposely set my recording settings to be a little harsher than normal so you guys can get the clarity out of this that you need. That is a really nice car in front of us, and we're going to steal it here in a second. Let's go back to this and go back to quality. We're going to turn on ray tracing again, hit apply, and we'll leave it off. No, I want... Oh, this guy's driving erratically, so in other words, he's not going to stop if I try to stop him, is he? I want your car. Can I have your car? Ah. Fuck you. Sit down. So yeah, frame gen was working. And because we were doing almost above 60, it was working quite well. So let's once again set this to balanced. Turn frame gen on. Actually, let's set it to auto. Yeah. So there you go. Oh crap. Oh, what have we done? All this over a car. I really gotta learn my lesson. Yeah. Driving's good, latency's good. Doesn't hurt as bad as most people think it does. I'm having fun, that's why the video wasn't ended yet. But once this goes away, which it should in just a second. There we go. We'll hop out of here. Okay. So, with that, that's FrameGen on Linux. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, share it, do all that cool stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. This has been Arch Linux with the 6.7 kernel, Cache OS, by the way. We're on Wayland with NVIDIA. We have a GTX 4070 and a 5900X. Bye, everybody.